Good morning there. I'm Jacob here from South India. I'm right now on the sacred Tirunamalai Hills. So very good morning to you. This is Jacob here from South India. Hello there. I know you guys must be sleeping right now or getting ready for your work and all that stuff. But I'm right now trekking the Tirunamalai Hill. Beautiful and serene. Nobody with me. I cannot see anybody here on the track. I just came from there. I can see the serene nature. It's very beautiful. So instead of trekking alone, I thought I'll just on this stuff. I've never done this before. So I just wanted to show you this path. This trekking towards the top of Tirunamalai Hill. I'll just play this side. Namaskar Anudev. You have been here, I know, many times, but I'll try to trek with you guys because this is alone. Nobody with me right now. I just came from that path. And I'm going on top right now. It'll take some time to reach there on top. Just a short video. I was trying to test this stuff. That's why. So this hill is known as the South Kailasha. The actual Kailash is in the Himalayas. This is popularly known as the abode of Lord Shiva in the Agni form. Lord Shiva resides here in the Agni form. That is why this hill is known as the Hill of Fire. Oh, you haven't been here. You should come here, Anudeep. I thought you have come here because you're a man of Tamil Nadu. Anyways, this is for those people, just a short video. For those people who are very mesmerized with this place, but for some reason couldn't make it. You can see the fauna here. This complete jungle. I just came from this route. Down is Ramana Maharshi Ashram. I was there since 5 o'clock there, and some chants are going on. It's a beautiful atmosphere there, very silent, very peaceful. Best time to do your meditations. But then today they were cleaning up something there, and I got up and I thought I'll just trek the hill. It's quite a distance up. So people do not usually make it very frequently here because it's a steep hill. You can, I think, you can hear me panting also. But there's one way I know for sure. One sure way. You can always trek hills without get really tired. Actually, I'm just a little short of breath. But I normally don't rest while I'm trekking. I go in one shot. There is another hill in Saturgiri, little down from Madurai. It takes about 5.5 hours to trek one side. So we have done that also without non-stop, without even sitting and continuously trekking. There is a technique to do that. I mean, if you love trekking and especially in the spiritual places, if you got to get the benefit of it, you won't get tired. The thing is, you got to keep your awareness totally on your other koshas. Apart from the stool sharira, from your body, keep your awareness on your pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, jnanamaya kosha, and anandamaya kosha. The other 4 bodies, if you just, you don't have to do any big technique. While you're walking, right now I'm talking to you, but I'm still present in my koshas. So when you do that, the prana is supplied into your koshas. That's where you get the energy from, because when your body is moving, it's not the physical body that's moving. The energy supply to your body is coming from your pranamaya kosha. So if you know how to activate that, you'll never get tired. You don't need rest. You don't need to sit down. You can go on for hours. I mean, that's how I've always trekked these places. And it's easy to trek the holy hills, whichever holy hills is there, because of the amount of divinity there, the cosmic energy that's there. So it's easy to tap in those places into your body, nourishing all your energy bodies, and at the same time enjoying the trek. And at the same time, it's like a meditative walk. The herbs and plants that you find on all these hills, because this is a jungle and it is untouched by humans yet. So the plants and herbs that you find here are very natural, very healing, and so the air also emitted from these, the prana emitted from these, are much more nourishing. So this is again the Arunachaleshwara hill, Tirunamalai hill. I know it's very early morning, wrong time to do a live, but then this is the hour of your gaining. If you got to gain something very divine, if you even connect to this place right now also, you can feel it. This hill is known as the hill of fire. This place is linked with your Agni Tattva, that is your Manipura Chakra. So all the sadhanas that you do here, if you're focused on one of your Panchabhutas, that is your Agni Tattva, definitely a lot of purification happens on your Agni Tattva. I've reached 75%, I think. You can see I'll just be panting, but not really tired. I don't want to sit. That's a beautiful view. Very short from here is the Skanda Ashram. Hi guys, morning. So I'm doing my trekking. This morning I was sitting in Ramana Maharishi Ashram near the Samadhi, which is one of the most beautiful places. And since 5 o'clock we were there, but they're doing some cleaning and some chanting going on, so got up and came here. I thought I'll just take a trek instead of just sitting there doing nothing. So I'll show you this beautiful view. I just reached 70% of this hill on top. I keep going up and down. I love this place. So I was trying to tell you that walking in this place itself is a sadhana. You don't have to sit in a corner and do it. Just be aware of your koshas, of all your 5 bodies, 4 bodies especially apart from your physical body, and you see a lot of prana gushing in. Okay, so I'll just show you the temple view from here. This is my favorite spot. So I just came from there and I'm going this way, road straight, and that's the top of the hill there, and this is the view. They grew up because of the Siddhas, because they took Jiva Samadhi here and the energy around them. So you can see a small hill long there, the distance there. Beautiful view. It's a very beautiful view. And this holy hill has got thousands of Jiva Samadhis, thousands of enlightened beings here who attained enlightenment here. Thousands of them. Morning, Krishaji. Very nice to see you here. So I was just showing everybody the hill, Arunachaleshwara hill. Right now here it's drizzling a little bit. I can't sit in one place, so I was just moving around. So you can see the steep from here goes down. The whole hill is sanctified. The whole hill is divine. The whole hill, every single leaf is adored here by the people who come here, because that's how the divine property of this place is. This was blessed by Lord Shiva himself, and it is said that he is here in the Agni form. This is the Agni Tattva out of the 5 Panchabhuta Stalams in India, which denote your 5 Tattvas. This is the Agni Tattva. This hill is known to be the destroyer of ego. So all the negative aspects that is ascertained to your Manipura chakra, fear, the ego, all kind of stuff that is there, anger and all that stuff, the cleansing can be done here very nicely, because this is a very cool place to do that. So it's drizzling. I just came this side. So I just wanted, it was a short video. I just wanted to show a little bit of this place, and if you can look at this place live, this is what's happening right now here. It's a very happening place. You can't see, if you can get that, you can't see things here, but you can literally feel it. And that happens when your Sajakta is there, that is your awareness is there. So I was just telling you, need not even stop for your trekking. When you're trekking in the holy hills and places like this, there is a technique. If you can just keep your awareness on your 5 koshas all the time, not thinking much, just put your attention there, awareness there, sajag ho, on your tattvas, you'll see that you'll move non-stop, because we have done this even in Saturagiri. I wanted to show you that place. That place is a very divine place. There is no signals also there. It's a jungle. It takes about 5.5 hours to reach on one side, and we used to do this non-stop. We're not even sitting a little while, not even drinking water one side. It is possible, because if you know how to nourish your prana sharira, the energy that propels your body comes from there. And these are the places to do it very rightly. These are the places to do it. You can see the temple behind me there. I just love this place, because here there is no formality. There is no, like, sit in Padmasana or do all those hardcore kriyas and all that. You can do that, but this, I feel, is a very spontaneous place. You just come here in just awareness, and a lot of things keep happening to your body. The cleansing happening. The koshas keep getting cleansed and all that. So it's a beautiful place. If you have not been here, try to be here at least once. Or there are other couple of hills also. I'm heading southwards again. I don't know if I'll be able to show you that, but some places are hidden, some places they do not allow. In some places it's like this. Actually, this place is full of monkeys. I don't see them anywhere here right now. So a lot of mystical things have happened to me after I started coming here to Tiruvannamalai, and that is the reason I come here. There is no purpose, there is no intention that I want this, let me go there. Nothing of that sort. It's just like a periodic cleansing. Cleansing not for the body, it's for the other 5 koshas, because that is one place where we do not know those how to get it cleansed. So if you just bring your awareness and move around in this place, because the aura of the hill is so powerful, very very powerful. I wanted to show you another Jiva Samadhi, but it's little far from here. It is the Jiva Samadhi of Guhai Namah Shivaya. His name is Guhai Namah Shivaya. Guhai means the cave, and Namah Shivaya is his name because there was no name to him. He was a great saint who came here 700 years back. And that time the temple, because this temple you see is more than 1,000 years old. These were actually built by the Siddhas only, because this cannot be built by normal human beings. It's magnificent, it's huge. And he came here, and he was residing here, and people started going to him and getting healed, and a lot of miracles happening. And then there was a big fight, that Shiva's temple and the Siddha here, whom to go. So it is said that he was so attuned with Shiva, that he lived a relation of friends, like a friend with Shiva. So that's something amazing, and he's very popularly known here. And then he was sent by the Lord Shiva himself to this hill. He said, "Go and reside there and do your sadhana there." And that is how he came to this hill. His samadhi is a little down from there. It is called Guhai Namah Shivai, and it is not on the main track. This is the main track, so it is on a different track. This hill has got multiple tracks. So if you come from the main track, you will miss it, because there are many hidden places on this hill if you take the other routes. So if you go on the other route, you will find that Jiva Samadhi there. It's a huge cage. I did not know. The first time I ever came to Tiruvannamalai, I entered into that cave only from the different route. So I did not know what was happening. And what happened was, when we went inside, they don't allow even lights there. It's completely pitch dark, and there was a Shivalinga, and they were doing this arti, and I was trembling literally. I did not even know what is this trembling about. Later, in my later visits, I understood, I got to know that this is the Jiva Samadhi of Guhai Namah Shivaya, who was one with Shiva all the time. And there was a time when people were troubling him here, and there's a huge rock there, and the Shiva's power split that rock, and the people ran away. And the legend goes that way, and you can see the split of that rock that happened. So it's a very mystical place. You cannot define it by logic and all this stuff. But if you are here, if you're just silent, and if you're just aware, a lot of things happen to you, and you have to keep that to yourself. What those things? I'm not telling you all those things, but you can experience it. You just got to know how to be silent and how to be aware of your koshas. Koshas are the main thing when you go to such place. You should learn how to shift from one kosha to the other kosha to the, because where you focus your awareness, energy flows there. Let's say you are in your Manomaya kosha, energy flows there. And when the energy flows into your Manomaya kosha, the cleansing is taking place there. And Manomaya kosha cleansing means what? Your mind is getting cleansed. That's how the things work. And you shift your awareness to the Jnanamaya kosha, the cleansing automatically takes place there. You can't see it, but it's happening. What's there in the Jnanamaya kosha? All your karmas. So all the impurities, this is how. Hello. Oi. Lot of dogs here. And then that's how, even on your pranamaya kosha, if you just focus on that, energy flows there. That's why I said, if you're going to such places, and if you don't want to get tired, like you can say, I've been walking for half an hour almost, and no need to stop, because the awareness is on the pranamaya kosha. And if pranamaya kosha is nourished, your body will be nourished. Energy is coming to the body from there. So people usually carry a lot of apples and oranges and water bottles and all these things, because they feel they'll get tired and all that. They will feel tired if you are focused on the stula sharira. So you don't need even water. You can just go by that. Body is capable, because there is so much of moisture. We are trying to learn those things only, how to imbibe even water into your body. So it is all possible. And there are people whom I know who are breatharians, who live on nothing, not even food. And let me tell you, not even water. Not for hours or days, for months and years, they haven't touched water or food. And this is not any special person or any siddhas. These are normal living human beings spread around the globe. So I interact with them. I know all these people, and they do it. So I was very curious. I was saying that if your kidneys don't have water, it will conk off after a couple of hours if you don't get it. Or one day also, if you don't have it, will affect. So he smiled and he said, your kidneys don't need water from your mouth. Then I said, where is it going to get? In the prana sharira, I can understand the energies. You pull in energies, cosmic energies, it's all. But what about water? He said, my friend, you are forgetting about vapor. There is enough vapor in the atmosphere. Your body has the capacity to even pull the vapor from there. The vapor is pulled into the body, that is converted into the water, the fluids that is needed by the body. It's amazing. I mean, I haven't got that far, but it's amazing. There are people living it. So you can imagine if people are doing all that stuff. literally doing all that stuff. In today's world, living in the world, they are doing all that, but unfortunately they are not popular. Probably people don't want to promote them, or they are not given enough weightage, or it is like a taboo, they are shooed away. But these people are happy living aloof. They don't want all those attention, they are happy living aloof. So I have been in touch with many of such friends across the globe, and they are just doing all these mysterious things. Some are born with these talents, they are not taught, they are born with it. It shows that they are ripe souls. In their previous janmas they have done some such kind of sadhanas which have enabled their bodies to get such kind of a power, and that's how they live. But unfortunately the world is not yet recognizing them. But that's why all my videos, I in the past also I was putting it on my website, the conscious dot space, and that also I am trying to put all these people in there, and bring them into notice, because these people do need to be here in right now at this time when people need them the most. So again, the people who just joined late, this is an early morning live. I know everybody is sleeping and all this. Shalini ji, this I'm in Tirunamalai right now. Yeah, Rohan. This is Tirunamalai. So I was just trekking. So for the past half an hour, I've been owning this and just walking. So I just wanted to take you around this place and have a look at this place. So it's a beautiful, beautiful place. I'll just show you again. Just came from this path. This 75% of the hill I've covered. I'm going up there, and there you can see the hill. It'll take some time. I won't be able to do live till there because it's. I don't know if there will be network also. So you can see this is the boulder here, and this is entire Tirunamalai town. There's a water body there, and it is surrounded by hills. You can see it is surrounded by hills. And this is the temple that I was talking about. The Agni Lingam is in this. The powerful Agni Lingam, I should say. It's there in this Garbhagriha. Yesterday night we were in this temple. I spent a lot of time in the Amman temple, the Shakti temple, next to the Shiva. I love sitting there. It's very powerful, very, very powerful. I mean, the people who are practicing, especially the people who are practicing on our path, which is the path of our master, Shiv Yoga, who are doing, they will be able to sense these energies very well. You know, those who are sensitive to energies. And these are all mystical temples. These are not built just by human beings. They were built by extraordinary human beings. You can see the gopurams so tall, and there you cannot. Those days there were no construction. This is thousands of years old. This temple. Those days they were not even all these construction equipments. Right now, what we have got. Still, these were built. I'm heading also towards Chidambaram. I wanted to show you, but they don't allow the shooting there. But Chidambaram was built completely by Siddhas. Believe it or not, it was built by Siddhas, because lifting that kind of a stone and all, you need extraordinary. They were saying, like, 7-8 foot people did that in those days. So that's not available right now. So this is the beautiful Tirunamalai. That is another small hillock there. Beyond that is this place. So I'm just walking a little bit, and I'll off it in a while. I'm just proceeding. I'm proceeding to the Virupakshi caves. Virupakshi caves is on top, and that's a very powerful cave. I told you there's a Jiva Samadhi there, again 600 years old Siddha who turned his body into light, and there is only ash there. So obviously I cannot show you that because shooting is not allowed in those places. So when you walk, this is how it looks. It's been drizzling here, but still beautiful. A lot of energy. You can get pumped up with energy here. So every single stone, every single leaf is literally adored here as Shiva, because the Shiva Tattva is there in every little piece of earth or water or whatever element you can find. So you can see that. Actually, my friend Shivdas is down there, and we were actually supposed to meditate at 5 a.m. in the Ramana Maharshi place, but he's sitting there, and I had to come out for some reason, and I then took a walk here up. So it's going to be late by the time I go. He's going to be searching for me till then. So this goes on. If you come here, it will take you about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on your speed of walk, to reach the top. And then there are multiple locations from where you need to move in different places. There are many hidden ashrams here. Hidden in the sense, not really hidden, but they are like not known to public. So if you go there, there are a lot of caves inside, and this is a place where actually Ramana Maharishi also meditated. So I am almost close here, very close to the place. This is the Skandashram. This is the place where Ramana Maharishi used to live. It's closed right now. It will open after 8, and this is where his mother also got enlightenment. He blessed his mother here, and there are huge caves inside here, and this is the place where people come and meditate a lot here. A lot of foreigners. They are the right people who know the right value of this place, fortunately or unfortunately. And from here there's a trek that goes down to that Jiva Samadhi. There are 2 roads down. There are waterfalls from here. So I won't be able to go because I'm returning back to Ramanashram. And Ramanashram is back again on this trail. So this is just a briefing. I'd love to show you all these places. Technology is so good. This is the first time I ever did a live. And if you liked it, I'm glad you liked it. Pushmal Reddy ji, Namah Shivaya, Namo Nityananda, Santosh Kotian ji. Please take us one day. Oh, my intention, Santosh ji, is to inspire you to come to this place. So it's like almost taking you. Now you got to just get up from your place and go there. So in my blogs, I'm writing everything. I'm doing everything to put all these places out to the seekers so that you can come and take benefit of this place. It's a very powerful place. So anytime you come here, you can look into my blogs for any more information, and you can message me if you're traveling anywhere, especially the south, Tamil Nadu. If you need any help, I'm always there on my messenger. I do respond very quickly to any such kind of help that is needed for sadhana or for travel and all these places, because my sole agenda is that. So I'll be very glad to help you on that. Yeah, Krushaji, definitely. We have been. I remember we had a lot of places to go, but unfortunately, you couldn't make it many times. So I'm here anytime you feel you can go. Just let me know when you're down here in India. We can definitely do that. I'll try to live this from some secret locations also. I don't know how possible it is, because I don't know if they allow and all that. Yeah, Shalini ji, surely. And those who just missed out, if you can just look into this video, I think I'll leave this video. I was not very keen. I was thinking only 5 minutes video, but you can look into this video. There's good information that I told you on how to trek all these places without getting tired and without getting panting of your heart off, and without needing even water and food. So there are some certain techniques. If you follow that, it will help you anywhere you go. So I take a leave. Bye, and God bless you.